Streetboarding dreams, future and past. Here in the present, it's DRGNCAST.
Welcome to episode 10. I can't believe we've got to 10 episodes or something. We beat Red Pen, beat Anal Toupee, beat all of our past endeavours. Happy New Year to everyone. And what's up, Sam? How you doing? You had a good New Year?
Pretty good, man. Isolating at the moment, going progressively more crazy.
Yeah.
Day by day. But,
how many days you got left?
I forgot we were doing this today.
How many days you got left?
Like 2 days now.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You've made it this far.
Yeah. So I forgot to find a flex of the fortnight. So unless we edit this bit out and I say, here's the flex of the fortnight.
No, I don't know. I think we got some fresh news, man. Some fresh news from Streetboard, man.
Oh, okay.
Every year they do their Rider of the Year poll. And literally just before we came on Zoom, I don't know what you call it, fresh off the press, brand new rider for Dragan as well. So he's had one hell of a year. Big it up. It was Alex Villa. Alex Villanueva. I can never say your full name, but man, welcome to the team and congratulations on Rider of the Year. You've absolutely killed it with your welcome to the team edit, but also everything else you've been putting out all year. And I think everybody really appreciates that. Mixing it up with snowboarding, and like from a year ago, your riding has just got better and better and better. I remember when being out in Los Angeles with you for the Cobra Tour, and I keep thinking back to then, and that's when I really just saw you step up your riding. And now, man, congratulations, well done. That was sick. Cool. So today's guest, this guest today is somebody I've known for like most of my life, actually. I first met him in, I don't know when, I must have been 12 probably. And he's somebody who was a huge part of the snakeboard scene back in the 90s. So he's one of the first people to ever be selling snakeboards. And there's probably a big proportion of people who used to ride back in the 90s who got their snakeboard from him. He works in Hamlets, which, if for those who do not know, is one of the I believe, I'll double check with him, the oldest toy store in the world, and one of the biggest as well, in London's Regent Street. Big it up, it is Mr. Mark Campbell. Welcome, Mark. How are you doing?
Very well. How are you, Jay?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Yeah, nice.
Weird in these circumstances. It's been a long time, but I think like you've had such an amazing life as well. There's so it's not just a snakeboarding I want to go through. You've had some, a big varied history. So you grew up in Cornwall, but you're American originally. Is that correct?
Yeah, from Texas, then Hawaii for 5 years, then California, then Cornwall for a while, and then London. So, and the first job that I went back to on a second day was actually in that toy shop. So yeah, a lot of jobs that I went to, I just didn't like them, so I just never turned up again. Hamleys, however, I liked. So that happened to me a long time ago, 18th of April, 29 years, maybe, something like that, I think it'll be. Yeah, maybe 30 years, I don't know, long time. And then, yeah, did a lot of different things, met you guys, I'd spent about 5-7 years doing something, and then I change course and I do something else, and sometimes I come back. So, but yeah, I met you. One of the first, you and Steph, you were some of the first guys who ever kept returning at the weekends to see what was happening on the snakeboard scene. So yeah, one of my first memories was you and Steph. So
cool. No, I mean, those were awesome days, and I think we'll go into that a bit more later. But how did Hamlets get Snakeboard at the beginning? Because it was directly from South Africa, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Okay, I contacted, because you contacted me the other day and said, did I want to do this? I contacted the old store manager, Gavin Brewer, he's South African. He's a massive skier back in the day, and a snowboarder. He arrived, I think, we're looking at the dates. I went through some photo albums. I even posted yesterday a picture on Facebook, showing the first ever time that I rode the Snakeboard. I looked at the dates in between when it happened. It's between 10th of Feb and 18th of March. Look for which Monday it could have been. I think it's the 1st of March, 1993. In that morning, at 10 o'clock in the morning, Gavin Brewer came on the sales floor. He was in a suit. Of course, he's a store manager. Business back in the day, Hamleys was really important in the universe. Michael Jackson's and people like that used to arrive and just go, everyone went crazy for that place. Gavin arrived. He knew I was a skateboarder, and he said, come here, got something, try to ride this. And he just put it down on the floor. And of course, I tried to stand on it, and I was like, what, how, why, what? So yeah, in polished shoes, suit, tie, the works, you know, white shirt, good hair. He just went and he wiggled around the floor and zoomed off. And I was like, how the hell did he just do that? And he came back and I was going, he's even faster. And then he just stopped, got off, smiled, and he went, go on. And I stood on it again and I just wobbled a bit, and then it moved a tiny bit. And I was like, no, show me the trick, show me the trick. And he went, nah. And he walked away. And then he turned back around and he said, we'll talk later about this. And then he said, yeah, the store was opening. He said, take this home and practice. And my wife took the picture all those years ago. And I found it on the thing, as I told you. Sorry, I'm going blind. I've only got one good eye. Somewhere in this thing, I've got a picture of it. There it is. And you can see that. That's me. In this, I went to the attic. Look, I'm wearing the same T-shirt. Look at that.
No.
The Zodiac Time Warp and the Love Reaction T-shirt from back in the day. That's me practicing in a car park outside the place I lived in all those years ago. So that's, Gavin brought it into the building. Gavin knew some of the guys. He knew James Fisher. He knew a guy called McLeod Smith, Oliver McLeod Smith, I think. And some of the other guys, they had this prototype board, they'd worked it out, and they actually got to the thing of actually making some prototypes. So they gave him the prototype board, and Gavin came home from South Africa. He came into the store, laid it at my feet, and went, try that, you know. And that's how it all, I say that's how it kicked off. That was our first world with it. That's when we went, wow. And then he was like, you want to do this? And I was like, yeah. I was a demonstrator, played with a lot of different products in the store, and I was like, yeah, I want to learn this. The following day, I did come in on the Tuesday, and I skated around, and I was really proud of myself. And he was like, you could see in his brain the little cogs move, and he was like, yeah, we should sell this. So yeah, eventually down the line, it did take a little while. We got James to come over with his team. Got a lot of people in. The buyer, the head of buying, who was in sports, was a wonderful lady called Carmel Fit. And even though, as you know, I'm a little bit like, all over the place, she went, we could probably sell this. This could make good money. This is a great product. And I was like, what? I could just get to ride around and play all day. This is the best job in the world. And they were like, yeah, but he's good at selling these things because he really likes it. And in honesty, that's the trick. If you like selling something and you actually believe in it, you've got your product. And this is what makes me so proud of you guys, because you've always loved this thing. To actually see that you guys have got your product going, surely because of love. When everyone else is like, you love this thing, that honestly makes me so damn proud and happy to see it kind of keeping going. And it's just the love and enthusiasm of this ridiculous board, which started with 2 plates and a piece of metal in the middle. And they wiggled a bit. And they were just basically a bunch of South Africans with not enough snow, because the snow isn't good all year round in South Africa, of course, up in the mountains. And they wanted a board so they could practice all the time. And it literally was self-serving. They made a board for themselves to practice going down hills like snowboarding. They ended up with this, called it a Snakeboard. You guys now don't call it snowboards, of course, because it's like windsurfing. But yeah, this is just like the most awesome thing for you to go, we got our stuff going on, we've got a business going, man. It makes me proud to see it going.
No,
raise my glass.
And raise a glass to you for bringing it to the UK, because I mean the UK scene was so strong, and I think, you know, and Hamleys was such a key place for it and really helped it grow. I mean, how many boards were you selling like at the peak in Hamleys?
Well, the peak there were 5 years of selling. When you and I first met each other, in the text, which is funny that you wrote all those years ago, which we should print out and put on. You've kind of said, we didn't know we were helping sell, to sell the boards for Mark. Yeah, exactly. You guys would come in, there'd be a load of people hanging around and just having fun and just basically trying out the boards. And also Hamley's upstairs, they had that brilliant floor. You had loads of space to play on. So it was a lot easier to learn than in a car park somewhere. So yeah, when you first want to try. But yeah, that whole system of basically playing around and zooming around and you guys selling for us, that made it, how many we sold? In your text, you said we sold 100 in a day, nearly 100 in a single day, but that was like a Christmas, and that was probably, I don't know, 3-4 years into the thing. So we're talking 96, 97-ish was it, when everyone knew what the thing was. The parks, you could still go to Regent Street, and you could still, Regent's Park up Regent Street. You could skate there without being banned and told you can't go anywhere. And that kind of, unfortunately, that 5-year span that we had, when that journalist stupidly on a bike hit some inline skater, came off, broke his neck, and everyone said, ban from the parks. That was kind of the beginning of the end for Hamley's sales. Sales-wise, I was the first person to sell it that anyone knows of. We were selling it from Easy Rider, directly from James Fisher's business, prior to the guys from SBUK, Andrew and Guy. And then eventually they became the distributors. But it started slow. I mean, people got on the boards. We'd sell 5, 6, 7 a day, maybe. They were like, what, 100? Were they 185 or 85? I don't remember.
I think the competition was around the £85 mark, and then you had the Pro, which is like 120, 130.
Yeah, it wasn't as much as 180, 130, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't realise the scale that it was at back then. You know, there's 100 riders in the UK probably at the moment, and you were selling them 100 boards a day.
Yeah, but Hamley's is very different because unfortunately it was a tourist trap. And between 60 and 80% of all the people coming into our store are not from London. They literally are coming to the expensive toy shop, coming in, buying something cool and taking it back. And they also want stuff that's new that no one's ever seen before, stuff that people go, wow, oh my God, look at that, that's insane. It was really funny. About a year in to selling Snakeboards, I was in Santa Monica looking at inlines and everything else on Snakeboards. And I went into this brilliant place on Santa Monica Beach. And they had one out there and they had a wooden floor. It was beautiful wooden floor. And the guy went, and he was a really good salesman. But I walked in, looked over, smiled at my wife that they had Snakeboards there. And the guy was like, hey, have you seen these? These are brand new. We'd been playing them for a year. This is amazing. Look, I'll show you. And he did his little wiggle around. And I went on goofy footed. So, of course, I couldn't ride the thing very well. So I did look totally legit that I had no idea what I was doing. Let him teach me and go, you put your hands to the side, put your toes in. And I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. And I wiggled my way across the floor. And then I went, oh, just turn around the other way. And, of course, I was going left. And then I just ripped it up around the floor and squeaked or whatever, laughed and said, I'm sorry, dude, winding you up. Yeah, I've been selling these for about a year now. And he was like, no way. I said, you're from Hamlets. I've heard of Hamlets. And this is before the internet was big, before anyone had phones. And for him to actually know and talk about Hamlets was the place selling Snakeboards in London, that was like, I said, I'm the guy who sells the Snakeboards. And they were like, no way. I was like, yeah. So that was really good. I got some good stuff from that guy. You got I don't know, you guys like inlines and stuff. I still have a Senate belt buckle from those guys. I kept in touch with them and they were my key place for saying what was happening in the skateboarding world and different wheels and different styles. They were awesome. I forgot what they were called. Somewhere I've got a business card, but I should look it up. But yeah, they were brilliant. But started little pockets and literally Hamleys, it went everywhere. So that was quite cool.
Yeah. What's I mean, you mentioned just now that the guy was a good salesman. What was your technique for selling a snakeboard?
You know my sales technique for selling a snakeboard.
I know. But for everyone else out there.
You are a salesman. The reason you also are good at doing what you do is because you worked in the radio room for me, and all the emceeing and all our ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for all this stuff. You were there. You learned it all. You and Steph and Gadget, Lincoln, anyone. But also, I'd be talking to a customer and said, "Have you seen one of these?" We'd skate around, or you'd see someone looking in the area, and you just skate past them at ridiculous speed, pull off some stupid little trick, zoom around. Acknowledge their existence, get them interested, pull them back into the area, keep skating around until eventually you said, oh, what's that? And you go, dude, have you not seen one of these? These are amazing. They're made out of a thing called Zytel. These are awesome. And we just go into our little spiel. We had those 2 TVs above, which you guys used to love, just down in there and watching the latest videos we had. We always had stickers for kids to give away, and I was all about poor Andrew and Guy. And I was like, give me stuff, give me free stuff. I've got to give it away, but give me it. They hated me going to their blinking place, because I literally used to steal wadges of stuff, going, I need these to give out to the kids that come over and stay. And we just gave out stuff. And also, but that's how to do it. My sales technique was to get them around, but wait around on a Saturday or in the afternoon by 3, 4 o'clock when kids came off school. People would come and see us. There's that girl, Nil. Nil would just pop in, and she'd just be there. And I go, how long you been riding for? Truly true statement. Just ask her and say, how long you been coming in for? She goes, I've been coming the last 3 days. I'll be going, look at her go. She's been riding this board for about an hour after school every day for 3 days. Look at that. And they go, wow, could my kid learn to? I said, she's a girl. You got a girl? This is the girl. It's not just a boy thing, it's a boy thing. So, but having you guys around literally made the difference, because again, it looks really difficult. I've said, but it was the honesty factor. You can learn if you want to learn, and if you think it's cool, you put the time in. You put the time in, you learn. And it's different from a lot of other stuff. People try skateboards. I like the way the board moved. I like the way it's self-propelled. I liked all the aspects of it. I like the fact that I could get ridiculous speed and just miss someone at the last second, which Joseph Shinners on my Facebook thing wrote underneath yesterday, was like, oh my God, I remember you freaked me out. You're going to kill people regularly. And as I wrote underneath, that's because I was living in that pub, most days I was quite, Saturday morning, probably likely to be hungover from Friday night with the boys. And how I missed people, I have no idea. But I could literally ride that thing with my eyes closed half the time. It was just a luck thing. But you couldn't do that on skateboard. I'd kill people on a skateboard if I went at that speed around the store. Snakeboards, amazing. Last second, just miss it. They're the best. So.
No, I mean, it's definitely something, we're looking to hopefully grow the sport again. And there's a lot that I keep, when I'm talking to Brinton and stuff, and we're looking back at those days because it was successful. It's been proved that and looking at the techniques and just how to get more people on the board. So it's really great to hear it from the horse's mouth, as it were. You mentioned the pub you were working at. Like you were, because, in London, you're quite a, not just in the snakeboard scene, like you worked at, what was the pub? The Intrepid Fox?
The original Intrepid Fox, 99 Water Street. Yeah, I was the doorman. I lived there. It's 4.5 minutes from work. It was the best thing ever. Great bunch of people. Good rock scene, good skate scene. Most people, they like the same stuff that we're all into. As you know, I was a little bit older than some of the other guys, so yeah. I was a couple of years older than some of them. But I've been skateboarding since I was a kid. Love skateboarding. Didn't give it up. I don't think you should ever give up things you like, So, but it was an interesting place. The Intrepid Fox was the rock place of London. You couldn't get in at the weekends back in the days. The pubs used to actually close in the afternoon and throw everyone out at 3 o'clock and then reopen at 7. You couldn't get into that pub. That pub was just reserved for hardcore rockers. If you guys know, I don't know if your audience knows, Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose and the boys all turned up at the pub the night they were playing the first ever gig at the Marquee, which is literally a spit away from that on Wardour Street, where the old Marquee used to be. It was full of every single decent rock band there was. It was an absolute, beyond a doubt. You should look it up on Facebook and type The Intrepid Fox. It was a great scene. Good music, good films. We had posters on literally everything was soaked with posters and sweat. It was an awesome place. So I lived there for 5 years and skateboarded around. So yeah, my life was all right. Did merchandise, as you know. We did a lot of merchandise together, you and me, as well as I did stuff for bands and stuff. But it was a good scene. I don't think it'll ever be repeated. There are other bars, but there was nothing like the Intrepid Fox from back in the day. It was the place of London.
Yeah, they had, and they for anyone who doesn't know, do they still have the gargoyles outside? No. Didn't you helped make them? No.
The place closed a long time ago. Then they moved to a different one. Then they tried it a third time, and it all went under. Someone actually stole that massive gargoyle outside.
Oh, really? Really? I didn't know that. No, because I thought for a while after they were up when they moved, when they did make the move, and yeah, the third one wasn't that great. That was down by Tottenham Court Road, and then I went in there a couple of times. But
You're
no.
talking about gargoyles. Do you mean the dragons in Chinatown?
No, this was outside the Intrepid Fox. They had like these big kind of gargoyles outside on the corner entrance, wasn't it?
Oh,
The
yeah.
corner entrance.
I went there once. Hey, you know, if any of our viewers don't know who Guns N' Roses is, I'm disappointed. And you should probably just turn off now, to be honest.
Yeah,
Go
true.
away.
Although a band they may not know, and this is and you referenced it earlier, Mark, in the T-shirt you were wearing, is you introduced us to it, and probably not many people out there know them, but you need to check them out. Is Zodiac Mind Warp. You were a huge Zodiac Mind Warp fan, weren't you?
Yeah, I did. I've done merchandise for Zed. In fact, which is good that you've just mentioned this, I have Zed's tattooed Beat Messiah jacket. You gonna stay there for 10 seconds?
Yeah.
What's this really funny?
I love Zodiac Mind Warp. Oh, awesome. That is.
It is the most ridiculous thing. It's on the album Tattooed Beat Messiah. I also introduced you to Captain Beefheart, if you remember, and some other weird stuff like that. You were into System of the Down, and I don't know, you were into lots of really cool stuff. So, but yeah, Zodi was my boy.
Yeah. So anyone out there, you need to check out Zodiac Mind Warp. It was they're great. Was it 2 accelerators, no brakes, baby?
It was 2 accelerators, no brakes. Yeah. I've also, because I'm a bit of a weird fan, I have his leather jackets, most of his stuff. This is the guitar that he sold his soul for back in the day. This is the Electric Gestapo. So, Cobalt, Stargazer, the guitarist, was a session musician. He's actually the real guitarist for Wham, of all things. Zed found this out after he'd already given him the job. And so to take the piss out of him when they were playing some big-ass gig, Zed decided to do the Wham song, I'm Your Man. And they actually played it, a rock version of it, taking the piss because the actual guitarist on the thing is Cobalt Stargazer. An amazing bloody guitarist. So yeah, it's cool. So weirdness. But yeah, since I haven't hung around with you, I've amassed a massive Zodiac Mind Warp collection. Worked on several art projects with Zed. Done loads of stuff with him. But unfortunately, they don't really play much anymore. So I now have a weird collection of stuff. I also run a Zodiac Mind Warp Facebook site, just showing how brilliant they were from back in the day. On the front cover of every music magazine you can shake a stick at. So for about 8 months, they were huge, and then they disappeared without a trace. So, except I'm still wearing their shirt. So
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, you've got to check out their albums. They're awesome. You also, Captain Beefheart, I'm living with Steph at the moment, but he's out tonight. He's popped out to fix something somewhere at his flat. So, but he put on Captain Beefheart just the other day. And we listened to that on the regular. So, no, thank you for those two
Absolutely.
gems. Yeah. You mentioned about being, that you did merchandise, etc. You designed, I've got it here. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. This T-shirt, which is, have you got it there?
I've got the sweatshirt.
Oh, you got the sweatshirt.
Oh, wow. That's a rare piece.
So do you remember we talked? I don't know if you see that. That's the little weird guy. It says the Sirloin Snake Company. So, because we liked sirloin steaks and we thought it could be funny if we did a sirloin snake company for no reason. So, but yeah, so that's there are one hoodie, maybe 2 hoodies ever in the world, I think I made. The rest were T-shirts.
Yeah. And who's the guy on the front? Because you got a guy with a snakeboard bit between his teeth.
The bandana was added for Gadget ruse.
Yeah.
So that was an added extra. It wasn't there originally, and then before we went to print, in honor of our boy, and I think you might even been involved in that. I don't know. I don't remember why we did it for Gadget, but it was one of those things. pretty sure it was unanimous. It was you and Steph probably. And we were like, yeah, let's put a bandana on it, because he always wore these ridiculous bandanas every time he came and saw us. So, because he was always, he'd skate from like 10 miles away and come into the building just absolutely dripping and dying, you know, with his bandana, you know, drenched, stuck to his head. Yeah, good boy. Love that boy.
Yeah. No, he's still around. He bought a Dragon board recently, so he's still around. He's still around. We'll get him on the cast at some point. But
wasn't there another Team Cheese T-shirt, Jamie, with the you were like in a riding like a wacky racers car or something?
Rat Fink inspired.
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, I don't. The thing is, I tried to find it. I think it's at my dad's. I haven't. I think they're all at my dad's. But so myself, Steph, and a few other guys.
That's like Frankenstein's monster or something.
Yeah. And I'm like some
werewolf. Yeah,
I'll try and find a picture of it. We'll try and flash it up on the screen. But Mark designed. So myself, Steph, who does all the design for Dragan, and a few other guys. Well, before True School. Way before that, our first Snakeboard team was called Team Cheese, all capital letters, second E in small letters, and that was a great T-shirt that you did, Mark. That was awesome.
And that was like, can you do this for me? Like now, we want to print it like Monday. I was like, what? What do you want? What? Okay, yeah, I love that. I have one.
I do. Oh, if you do come across it, send me a pic. I'll have to try and get my dad, because I can't go over due to lockdown at the moment, to try and dig it out. But I know he won't. But no, those were great days. And then you started as well. Then you started To Die For. Yep.
TWODIEFOUR. To Die For. We did To Die For shirts, which was basically an excuse. What basically happened, we got a little skate department going. It did really well. It was in a corner on the 4th floor of Hamlets. Hamlets has 7 floors. It wasn't very big. We got the Snakeboards in finally. We started selling them, and then it all started kicking off. And then we just basically, it rolled and rolled. And like I mentioned before, a lovely lady called Campbell, who's a very focused, great eye, grown-up blinking buyer for Hamlets, went, what should we do? And January every year they have a sports fair. So I went to the NEC in Birmingham with her, and I went around and said, we need this, we want these, we want these, I need pads, I need this, I want street hockey. Just the most bizarre things that we decided to do, and put this ridiculously large area, and we couldn't fit it in, of course, so we needed the 5th floor. So they cleared out the 5th floor, threw out all the guys who actually do all the buying and selling. They moved to a separate office up the road on Argyle Street, stripped the 5th floor for us, rebuilt it. I designed all these glass cabinets, degree in graphics, designed all these cabinets, put these really cool lights underneath, had all the locked, 179 pound Majestic 12s or whatever, one of them in here, and so kids couldn't trash them. And we had all these amazing things, massive monitors and stuff. And it was just the mecca to kind of hang around with it. So that all happened within about a year and a half of that first date from '93. So within a year and a bit, all of a sudden we started getting an amazing amount of money through. And then they just let us run riot. And it was working really well. You guys were hanging around all the time. Tons of people coming through. People were ringing me up. I was on some ridiculous thing saying snakes attack or something in the Daily Telegraph. Some guy rings me up from Denmark and puts me on a first-class plane, takes me over there and says he wants to be the importer. I had to do all these weird stunt things running around for him. It was great times. It was just like awesome. Gavin Brewer, by the way, my old store manager, did a photo shoot wearing his full outfit and a briefcase, showing Gavin going down Regent Street to go in, because at the time there was a tube strike somewhere in London, and they were saying, store manager of Hamlets, finds new way, this incredible way of transporting yourself through London on a snakeboard, blah blah blah. And didn't do much, but it was good. It was a great era though.
Yeah, no, great days. It was huge. I mean, how was it? How were Andrew and Guy? Because didn't they win like Young Entrepreneur of the Year for doing the distribution for it? I think, or something like that.
They won some award. I don't remember what the award was. So
yeah.
We had a love-hate relationship. I liked not buying from them because I liked just hassling James and saying, "Give me free stuff," And they were like, "Money, money, money, money." Of course, because it's a business. And I was like, "Just give me free stuff to give away." And a friend of mine on Facebook just said when he left the store, we'd actually given him one of the boards. And I was like, yeah, it's probably one of the free ones I got from James. We just keep going, give me. We were terrible. Andrew and Guy, lovely blokes. But yeah, I'm difficult to deal with. I want free stuff like, I buy 4 from you, I want 1 free. It's not a 10%er for me. I buy 10 boards, I want like 4, give me 1 free, because we have to get this thing out there. And a lot of you guys, you had no money. I employed you simply to give you money, if you remember, because you had no money. I was like, what do you do for money? Nothing. All right, there's no work for you really to do, but you can work for me in a radio station where you spend your time doing other stuff, just listening to music and just making sure there are no bad words, and I'll pay you for that. I don't care what you're doing while you're listening to that song. Just listen for bad words and let's remove them from the playlist. It's a pretty easy damn job for you guys to do what you need to do. You had access to the internet. You guys did you had closed room. No one hassled you. It was a good era.
That was great. Just so everyone can work out what the hell we were doing. We, Mark managed to wangle the deal for running the in-store Hamleys radio station, so toy radio we used to call it. So, and myself and Steph, then he employed us to come and basically, play music, make sure there was no swearing, put a playlist for each floor that was applicable to that floor. So lots of Barbie girl on the Barbie floor, etc. And the rest of the time we would do just weird stuff that was awesome for a good couple of years. That was it was great fun, hidden away up on the 5th floor.
Wasn't there a secret room? Secret room in the room.
Yeah.
I remember.
It was, and the office was just
full of Bionicles or something.
Lego Bionicles, and just and like Mark as well. You've been on Channel 4 documentary about Star Wars toys as well. Yeah.
There's a BBC one. I love the 70s. I was on that. Carrie Fisher gets to slag me off on there. They edit it so brilliantly that I say, and the next time you see Star Wars, and then it cuts to her and she goes, all these people who've seen Star Wars, get a life. And I'm like, how can she say that? It's just clever editing. But yeah, I was on laser shows. I like Star Wars, skateboarding, generally just not growing up,
Why were you interviewed for the Star Wars documentary? They're selling the toys in Hamleys.
It was just a weird one-off. It was just toys of the 70s, but it was the show that I was in was I Love 1977. So it was weird. I appeared something like 16 or 18 times. It's very bizarre. So
and then also back in the day, you mentioned you getting free stuff. I don't know if you've got it there, but you told me you managed to maybe dig out the first ever long bar. Do you have it?
Of course I have it. I went to
I'm excited.
Woo! This is one for all the snakeboard nerds. So if anyone doesn't know, when the snakeboard first came out, the competition, etc., had the shorter bar. And then later they released a longer bar. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And I think Mark you have one of the first ones?
I have the first ever longboard bar. The first ever. When James came over, they only had one with them. It was the prototype. They knew that the size was a bit weird for them. I'm 6'2", and most people could ride the normal one just fine because it's a decent size board. It's fine. I wanted a larger board because, of course, I'm taller than other people. And so I begged the guy. There was a kid whose name I try to remember. I asked Gavin. We don't have the name. Can't remember. He was with James's riding team. He was amazing. And on the day that he was leaving, he went, all right, you can have it. So I have the very first ever long bar. And we changed it, and we did that to it. So just put stickers on it. So it used to say, there you go, put it right there. That was the logo that we cut up.
Oh.
It says Snakeboard that way. Probably see. And this is.
That was always a thing, like how you decorated your bar. That's very late 90s kind of look you got there. Any Tipex at all?
No, it's stickers. I literally cut out stickers and stuck them on.
Excellent.
Oh man, that's a piece of history.
Mhm.
The bad side is the wheels. See these wheels? They are worn. Yeah? They are just deaded. So I also have somewhere in the attic the first ever straps for it. Oh yeah, also we changed the color of the rubbers. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a pro board, right?
Yeah.
It's got a suspension in. Okay.
Yeah.
I had one of those.
Different colours.
It came with two colors, I remember. So these weren't the first ones. I think we had like orange ones, maybe. Not sure. So definitely had something. But anyway, the foot straps are in the attic somewhere. If Jail, unfortunately, tell you, I'm a massive hoarder. I throw nothing away. My attic is literally full of stuff since I don't know, since I probably hit London. So yeah, it's somewhere in there. I do have other stuff. I did find this. Oh, these are the dimension straps. I was so happy, and then I turned them over and I went, oh no, they're the wrong straps. I was very upset with them. I also found
they're not what I'd call kind of like classic. Like, oh, there we go.
God, actually, Mark, if you talk, so the camera will switch to you.
Sorry. Yeah, do you like that?
If you talk over the board, we can
Talk
see
over the board, because otherwise the camera will stay on Sam. So.
Okay, I'll talk over the board like this. Yeah, can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Hooray! Okay, well, I also got this little gorgeous thing that was given to me. I don't know. I think Jim gave me this. I don't know. How many years ago did you give me this?
Oof, this was actually
Yeah, it looks brand new.
Yeah, that's like that was 2003, 2004. Wow, I've not seen such a crisp one. Actually, I just remembered, and I completely forgot about this. You lent us the money, so Mark lent me and Steph, helped us out on the logistics of importing Dimension when they first came out. He was the one who helped us as a true school get Dimension into the UK back in 2000, must have been 2003. Just and I completely forgot about that until just now.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, no, awesome. I completely forgot about that. No, that is sick. I remember at some point you sponsored a couple of guys that maybe I did. What were their names? Killian and Dwayne, were they? Killian and Dwayne, did you sponsor them? I think they won the national championships in like '96 or something.
One of them had his hair shaved off on the sides, the hair at the top.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, I gave him stuff.
Yeah. That's the thing. It was only years later that I realized this whole, you were giving us free stuff, and it was just to get us in the store, and we would sell the boards to you. It took me years to realize that, because as a kid, you just want free stickers, and you gave me some of the earliest videos. I can't remember, probably Totally Committed, all of that. You always had the VHS that you'd give to us. And actually,
you got a job out of it, man.
Yeah, man.
What was Jay like as an employee?
He turned up when he wanted to. I'm lying. He was a good boy on the whole. Once or twice, I had people from head office knock on the door looking for me and finding Jamie and going, "What are they doing there?" Which is a true story. But honestly, as people, I think his intellect connection is lost.
We're back. So,
we're back. Yeah, I was thinking that I think Steph worked first, did he? And then you worked for me on and off? Or you kind of filled in on his days off or whatever to begin with. But yeah, so yeah, it was good. We had loads of people working for us in and out of that place. But I mean, at the end of the day, I was working in a job thanks to a guy called Gavin. Gavin just said, "Look, go and enjoy yourself." He knew that I didn't really want to be a boring salesman. My heart wasn't in it. If you actually, like I said, If you find something you're good at, something you really love, it's not selling, it's not work, help or whatever. We just used to do that. I mean, you would train people and help them, and you made not a penny out of it. You wanted the sport to live. You made the sport live. You know, that's how we did what we did. You know, I was really proud of the stuff that we did. I was proud of the little group that we had around. We had all these kids would come in. You know, it was awesome, but it wasn't just to make money, as you know. I'm quite free with being, have some money, you know, because it's the right thing to do, because you got no money. I remember coming to London, got no money. If people didn't look after me, you know, I would have been screwed. So it was, you know, the right thing to do. We had some good fun. We did our jobs really well. As an employee, you were brilliant. Yeah, but also you're just nice. I mean, I hate to say it, the people we had around, we had a really good scene. They were genuinely lovely people. I never got screwed over with a single person. I never gave anything away and went, oh, I wish I didn't give it to him. They had a good team, you know, and it's finding like-minded, decent individuals, and you want to hang out with them. The reason you have a team because they are part of your team. They live by your rules and by your things, but also they don't screw you over because they treat you like the brother that you are. You know, you find common ground. You know, and this is massively important. I think most of the people nowadays, they don't even know the guys they're talking to. They spend most of the time on their phone to actually go out, hang out, really see people, do the same stuff together, inspire each other. You know, I was really lucky. I grew up skateboarding. There was a skateboard park 15 miles from me. As you know, I used to skate, distance skating. Didn't do a lot of tricks. I like bowls. We like stuff. Didn't do that. I skated from A to B because there was nothing close to me. And the only way to have a good time was to skate. There was a place called Hardy Carpets that a friend of mine called Jeremy Pascoe, who also just came up on Facebook yesterday, going, hey, remember when we used to skateboard? We used to skate down there all the time, you know? But it was on a slope. It's a massive car park, multi-story, but no one would hassle you. And when the guy came for you, we'd jump over and we'd just go. And you go, hey, get off our car. We just go. But we just spend an hour, 2 hours skating at speed, put things down, going in and out, showing our great little weird, wonderful tricks. An old style decks, which, you know, I'm old, so I have different style boards from you guys. But I literally was a distance skater. I liked distance skating. You know, I love hills. I love ridiculous speed. I like doing dumb things because that's my adrenaline goes through the roof. I used to live in Cornwall, but I used to live for a summer. A friend of mine got a weird thing called impetigo, which is some kind of leprosy type thing you get. He's one of these guys, surfers against sewage. His wetsuit got a lot of basically shit, human fucking shit inside the thing, started rubbing on him. And it looks like leprosy. You can't work. He was the ice cream man. And so for a summer, for weeks and weeks and weeks until he got better, I got his job. He had a caravan at the top of Perranporth Hill. Perranporth, my God, the hill is wonderful. Goes down, dips, takes a left, goes down. And he's going, oh no, I'm going to be late. No shoes, no nothing. Jump on this old board that I've got. And I just go down that hill. And I was like, yeah, this is the best thing in the world. Weaving left and right, try not to die, go down the bottom, praying that the sand isn't too much at the bottom so it'll stop your wheels and fly you off the front. You know, trying desperately to get to where I'm supposed to get to on time before I get into trouble. So, because I needed to keep the job from my friend. I didn't want to get sacked and he therefore lost his job. So, yeah, it's just dumb stuff. But skateboarding at speed in Cornwall, the hills in Cornwall, it's a different thing. London's not too hilly. Cliffs and stuff, I've thrown myself over by accident. Stupid blinking, going down massively fast hills. I need to find they've cobbled the streets down there, and you're going at stupid speed, hitting cobbles. It's just like hysterical. The guys in the van behind me from my rock band laughing themselves to death, knowing full well there are cobbles down there. I've never been if gig. I was going to hit cobbles. They love the fact that I might kill myself before the gig. They're like, ha ha ha! That'll stop him throwing his arms and legs around on stage. You know, he'll be there in the corner, quite quiet, singing along. You know, so yeah, it's good. It's good.
One hell of a hill. That one, the one in St Ives. I think that you've got cobbles at the bottom. I know exactly that hill, and it's hardcore. And Perranporth, I actually cycled down and up it recently, and that's a scary. I was riding the brakes the whole way down. That Cornwall has hills.
No shoes. Yeah, but that's it's the stupid things we do, you know. It was like, oh, I'm just gonna go down there. I've got time to put on shoes, you know. I'm gonna work as the ice cream man. I don't need shoes. I'm fine. So yeah, it did a lot of dumb stuff. It was fun. So you know, survived it. So that was the important thing. So
No, and then now I saw on your Facebook a few days ago that you're how old your skateboard? You've given it to your daughter Lauren, who is quite a in her own world is quite big influencer on Instagram. She's
yeah, she doesn't call herself an influencer. Yeah, she has a very large following on 2 accounts in Instagram. She has a TikTok account that does really well. She's got a YouTube account, of course. Yeah, she's really taken to social media with a vengeance. But yeah, I mean, I've never forced her into saying, "Oh, you should ride boards." You know, she sees stuff and she's like, "You've got those in the app. Can I see those? What do you want to show me? Can I borrow this? Can we go to the park? You want to show me this?" So yeah, my girl, after all these years, there you go. look how prepared I am.
oh
So this is my board. This is the board of all boards. This thing has saved my life so many times. It killed me many times. But yeah,
Nice job on the grip tape there.
Oh yeah. It's my I don't know, Zulu warrior shield.
Let's see the what did you call it? The stopper, the pink thing on the tail underneath. Let's see how worn down. Ooh. Yeah. Got a nicely weathered.
Yeah, it's used a lot. They're.
So does your daughter skate?
Yeah. She did a year ago. She borrowed the Longboard. So I have an old school, very stupidly large board. Because I'm old, I thought, wow, I'm just going to go skating around the park on a Longboard because I'm old.
And she has a lot of followers on Instagram. I'll look her up after this.
Yeah, 42K.
Wow. Does she fancy having to go on a Dragan board at all? Hashtag.
She would. I think she needs a Dragan board in her life. Your graphics are much prettier than the graphics I used to put on my boards. So,
I've got I got this one here, completely untouched. See, it's a beauty.
It's a thing of beauty. Yeah.
I'll speak to B. I'll speak to Peter Brinton, see what we can do. I know you like free stuff, so
love my free stuff.
I don't know. I know he's never give away free stuff is his motto, but I don't know. We can sometimes make it.
But that's totally opposite to Mark's land. So you know, what you gonna do?
Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, I mean, we're coming up to the hour. Is there anything else that we've missed? I think we've covered everything we had planned for everything. It's like
Lego.
What was that, Sam?
Lego,
of course. So, what do you do now, and what have you been doing? That's it.
You know, I might be the Lego manager of the shop. I might just build Lego as a living. Yeah, might be what I do. Yeah, sometimes. So.
And how long have you been doing Lego? It's been years now.
No. Well, yeah, but no. I don't remember how it went. Okay. Demonstrator. Skateboard guy for 5, maybe 6, maybe more years-ish. Doing snakeboards. Lego guy. Then I had the best job in the world. I was the entertainment manager, so I went around the world opening stores and hanging out with VIPs. So literally everyone who's anyone in the universe, I go and hang out with. That was groovy. My favorite line, besides Johnny Depp and Blink and all these other things, Johnny Depp turned to me and said, "So what's your job?" And I said, "This is my job. I literally just get to hang around with VIPs in evenings and we open the shop for you guys." And he was like, "That's the best job in the world." And I went, "No, I kind of think being you is probably one of the..." He was like, "Oh no, there's a lot of waiting around. It's just not as fun as you..." I was like, "What?" Johnny Depp doesn't like his job. So when he joined the Hollywood Vampires, and one of my favorite people of all time, Alice Cooper, when he joined Alice Cooper and Joe Perry, Smith, who was like, he joined a thing called Hollywood Vampires. I was like, yeah, because he doesn't like acting. There's a lot of hanging around, being in a band, hanging out with rock stars, and being a rock star. That's his thing. So that was good. And then I went back to being the Lego man. So I've kind of gone full circle. Who knows if you guys do this? Maybe we can find a little area in Hamleys. Maybe we can just kind of go, I think we've got a blueprint of how this works. We'll put Dragan boards in the store and just show them off. This is a spray. And you guys have got phones now. You guys have got good video stuff. You guys are good at editing, We didn't have any of that. It was literally word of mouth.
Yeah.
Word of mouth. It was like, I know this guy. He skateboards around Hamleys all the time. He'll show you how to do it, He'll give you free stuff if he likes you.
Well, I mean, and that to me is a real great point, is that I keep making in our meetings and stuff, is look, it worked back in the 90s when we didn't have the internet. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have TikTok. We didn't have all of these great ways to show what is a very visual sport. And it worked then. So there's no reason why it can't work again in terms of that. And definitely that could be a conversation we would definitely like to have at some point, I'm sure. But great. It's actually another thing I just thought of. One of my sister's friends, she was working for Lego, and during her induction, apparently it's recommended that if you're in London is to go in and say and meet you. So that's a bit, that's a big thing for a big, huge company like Lego. She was
to go and see. I used to be called Uncle Mark. So they used to say, the years ago, I went to the other head office. They've got two head offices. They've got one in Slough in this country, and they've got one in, I don't remember, Haymarket or not Haymarket. I don't remember where it is. It's down the road from somewhere. Anyway, the Hub it's called. And they literally went, and this guy came up and this woman came up, and they went, you've got to meet this is the original Uncle Mark. And I was like, you know who I am? And they're like, we know who you are. And they've known me from years and years back, which is kind of nice. I was like, that's good. But what I absolutely adore on this, because we've displayed on this since you talked to me yesterday about this, I put a picture up, and everyone are going, oh my God, you taught me. I came to Nilfa is contacting me on there for us, and Neil and all these people are going, you taught me. And you and Steph and the guy, you guys taught people. We all taught people, and it was an absolutely blinding time. And it's good to look back. I mean, I've got 30, 40 people probably on my Facebook thing who knew me back in the day. There's guys like Quentin who actually worked for Marvin's Magic and Hamleys who went, oh my God, you taught me how to. I was like, yay, there you go. Tons of good people. So there honestly is about 30. Your mate Luke, I taught. Yeah. I looked up our mutual friends. I know Luke from back in the day from those. I know loads of those guys. Yeah. No. I found pictures of Matt Law jumping over a staircase in probably Regent's Park. I've got like 5, maybe 6, 7, 8 shots of his. I found him about a year ago. I couldn't find him looking yesterday, but that's something else. Matt and I we're on Facebook together. But I've got shots of those when he's flying through the sky, and I'm like, that guy's going to kill himself. That's some seriously amazing work he's doing, So I captured loads of good shots of those. So, yeah, I mean, in honesty, the boards have just done wonderful things for nice friendships. And there's not a single person I've ever met in any of this thing I've gone, hate that. So, yeah, it's a good thing.
Cool,
so,
cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Dragan Boards are up to this year.
Yeah, we've got plans. We've got some cool plans, and we'll definitely be in touch. And hopefully, once we can get out of our houses, we can meet up in person for real.
Well, even if boards just accidentally find themselves, where my front lawn is, I can take it to a park or something. I don't know. And maybe I'll find a 15-year-old girl with long blonde hair who's got a bit of an Instagram following, and perhaps, I don't know, possibly we could teach her and maybe film the process of her actually never riding this board properly to actually getting really quite seriously good on it. Who knows? That might be quite a little instant video we could compact into a little 2-3 minute little, social media slot. Who knows?
Hint, Brinton. Hint. Cool. Well,
I've been after free stuff.
You should have hung out with me more. I would have given you a job too. You'd learn how to do this.
I was down in Devon, man.
I lived in Cornwall. I left. There was a reason I left.
In Devon with no internet, and I met Jamie, and then I met you because he took me along to his job really hungover to read the top 40 one time, and like I remember my phone went off halfway through the show, and I had to go out. I remember because it was quite a heavy conversation. So, it was quite a heavy phone call, but
no, good old days. Good old days. Well, Mark, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Any last shout-outs?
Okay. Peace and love. Talk to you guys soon.
all right, nice talking to
Forever,
you.
baby.
All right, bye.
Cool, guys. So that was episode 10. We made it to 10 of DRGNCAST, and great conversation there. Some like real history of snakeboarding. And for those who didn't know it, I think it's great to hear how the sport really grew back in the day in the UK, etc. If you've got any comments, you've got any questions for us or for Mark, pop them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. And thank you, Sam. Thank you. Good to see you again. Okay, so we're going to definitely get back on the fortnightly vibe on this. So thank you very much. That was DRGNCAST episode 10. See you later.
Streetboarding dreams, future and past. Here in the present, it's DRGNCAST.